Good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings, everybody. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless, back once again. Today is Friday, March the 14th, 2025. And as the title says, The Art of the Deal, Government Shutdown. And what I want to talk about is something that, a video that was brought to my attention. Shout out to Brother Muse. And it was about the government shutdown that's we hearing about in the media, and you know uh just wanted to get further analysis on it, and I thought it'd be a good idea to just get my perspective. I'm like, appreciate Brother Muse for giving me the idea for this topic. And as you're hearing right now, the Democrats and the Republicans um are discussing the new government budget, and the budget includes federal spending. So right now, basically, they're debating or having a vote in the Senate about if they want to agree to the president's proposals. And a few things that the government disagrees with is, the cuts on uh, the education, like Trump is proposing to basically take away the federal funding for education. And what that means is, for people that are up in arms about that, is that it's basically people that's in the federal government, from Trump's argument, that are being paid off federal dollars to decide how the funding for education on a state level is distributed, how they build up the infrastructure for the schools, how much money actually goes towards the curriculum for the students. And really, they don't really do anything to benefit the school system on a state or local level. So just kick that back down to each state and local government and let them decide, because the federal government really doesn't give any, assistance, very limited, say so on what happens on the state level or the local level. So let's cut that, trim that fat, because tax dollars are going to this infrastructure on a federal level, but it doesn't affect it. It's just us, you know, cutting wasteful spending, from Trump's perspective. And I agree, I think it should be handled on a state level. The state budget and the local government should handle the education in these schools. You know what I'm saying? And that'll free up some more federal dollars. And that's just one aspect of it. Um, they're really upset about what Elon Musk and Doge is doing with going in and auditing and finding out the waste, fraud, and the wasteful spending that's going on with a lot of these people. That's all of this money that's being allocated to these strange countries for these millennious reasons. That's what the Democrats are really upset and up in arms about. Now, you have an approval rating for what Trump and Elon Musk is doing. The majority of the country is in favor of cutting wasteful spending, fraud, and abuse. So a lot of Democrats are siding with the Republicans on this issue with Doge and Elon Musk and what they're doing. So they're starting to have an infight within the Democratic Party, and a, a huge influencer in the Democratic Party, Chuck Schumer, has came out and said, hey, I'm siding with the Republicans on this, because if we don't, there will be a government shutdown. So the art of the deal, what Trump has did, is put the Democratic Party in a rock and a hard place. So if they don't want to agree to the terms of the new budget that Trump has presented, which includes what Doge is doing, which includes what I think they have a big issue with, the because all they're doing is stealing, right? If the federal money is going to the Board of Education, but it's not really doing anything, it's not really adding to the value of our education in these schools on a state and local level, where is that money actually going? You got people in these positions getting these six-figure salaries, and it's not affecting anything, you know? So a lot of Democrats have acquiesced and said, hey, before we shut the government down, we just gonna ride it out for this duration. Now, the last time the government shut down was in the 90s, and it was for 5 days. And so basically, Republicans and Democrats got into a cat fight over approving this new budget. So what they do is they implement something called a stopgap bill, which is proposed to lend temporary money so the government can keep being funded while they're, having this little cat fight. The government is, because we're past the date that we're supposed to agree upon this budget, but they implement this stopgap bill. So, the government is still keep rolling until they come to a conclusion. Now, there's, I believe, 14 votes of these representatives, and we need 8 votes from the Democrats in the Senate to secure this deal, this budget plan that Trump has proposed. And you have a lot of other Democrats that's mad at Chuck Schumer, like AOC, you know, that's coming out against them. So they got a lot of infighting, like they feel like, oh, you're siding with Donald Trump, and it's looking like you're throwing the rest of the Democrat Party under the bus. So they got to a certain time today to figure that out. But it's basically a back and forth going on, and Trump has put them in a predicament where they're infighting. Because if it's going to be, the Democratic Party is already unfavorable now amongst, most Americans. Most Americans are agreeing with going in and downsizing government and freeing up more money for federal spending to go elsewhere and more useful situations, more things that we can use that money for, than to just keep blowing it on stuff that has no effect, or people stealing, or, either fraud, wasteful spending, or actually abuse. But, you know, there's 6 ways that a government shutdown will affect the American public. So it's like, man, to avoid this, let's just go ahead, because Chuck Schumer is no fan of Donald Trump's uh, budget plan. Make no mistake, but he's saying we're already in the bad place as the Democrat Party is concerned. Elections is right around the corner. Me and my people want to get back reelected. So if we don't acquiesce, we're gonna look bad to the voter base. So we're gonna have to, like, this how Chuck Schumer looking at it, like we're gonna have to take a hit on a battle to later on win the war, possibly later on. So it's 6 ways that a government shutdown will affect. And then number 1, delay for Social Security and Medicaid applicants. right? So people that are putting in their applications for Social Security and Medicaid, if you're already getting it, you'll be fine under a government shutdown. But if you're applying, if you're an applicant, all of that ceases. So your application will be delayed. There will be no funds, no considerations for disbursement. That's number one. Number two, all national parks will be closed because all the national parks across the country are federally funded. So you can't go to the park and chill and relax and enjoy yourself. So that's number two. Number three, the federal employees themselves will not get paid. I seen Jasmine Crockett come out and say something to the effect where they'll have to pay us back pay. But what they're scared, what AOC is scared about is if Elon Musk goes in there and finds wasteful spending, then some of y'all might not have a job if you come back. You know what I'm saying? When you come back. So, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just the argument that's going back and forth. So federal employees won't get paid. Number four, there will be no new passports that will be issued. That office will be closed. But so if you already got your passport and you plan on leaving the country on vacation or something like that, you'll be fine. But if you're in process of getting it or trying to get one at that particular moment, you won't be able to get it. Number five, there will be no small business or home loans being processed. You would have to wait on that until the shutdown is over with. Now, that is one of the most, I think, most huge, I say hugest, man, pardon me, the most huge uh, drawback from a government shutdown because, people apply for small business and home loans every day. So that would affect a lot of Americans. Uh, and then number six, trash collection will stop in Washington, D.C. Yeah, so that's disgusting. So if you got a government shutdown that's going on for 5 days, 7 days, and they not picking up the trash in Washington, D.C., that's terrible. That would be, repulsive. So yeah, that's why I say the art of the deal, government shutdown, because Democrats have to be strategic in how they approach this because Trump has put them in a rock or a hard place. Because you don't want to look unfavorable to the American people when your ratings are already bad and re-elections are right around the corner. And also, you don't want to give Trump too much leverage with this budget. But it just looks like y'all just gonna have to accept the fact that Doge is going in there doing what they're doing, and Trump has y'all backed up against the wall. Y'all gonna fight him on every turn, but you don't want to shut the government down by any means necessary. If you can avoid it, that would, they already on the ropes, but the Democratic Party would look like a complete jackass if they just shut the government down over something that they're probably going to already have to eventually acquiesce to. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I got to get back to work. I appreciate it. And shout out to Brother Muse once again for the idea. This your boy Jay Taylor. Hope you enjoy my breakdown of this particular topic with the government shutdown. Hope you get a better idea of that. But yeah, peace and blessings, everybody. Until we see you soon, we'll talk to you soon. Have a blessed day. Enjoy your weekend. Peace and blessings.